All right, we're rolling. Episode 2 of the Golf Strong podcast with Mr. Peter O'Keefe, who is merely a few days away from the West of Ireland Championship. So overall, I'd love to hear all about the championship. I've heard you touch on it before. It's one that has slipped through your fingers over the years. However, to start, how are you feeling right now, and where's your game?
Yeah, the West, I wouldn't say slipped through my fingers. Well, I've never really done well there. Really, that's the honesty. I shot a few good rounds, made cuts and so on. But how's my game? I'm not sure really. It feels okay. It's okay in practice. It's probably not course sharp yet or tournament sharp. But sure, how could it? I haven't done much over the winter. It's just we've been so busy working and doing everything else. But sure, like I'm looking forward to it. So I'm kind of good at cleaning the slate in my mind and starting from scratch. Like, so I'm going to go up there tomorrow, and then have all of Thursday I'm going to do a lot of just beach stuff, just get away on my own, and when the thing dies down and people go home, I might go out and do a bit of short game stuff then and just get ready. So I'm out at 7:40 on Friday, so I actually don't mind a quick turnaround, i.e. practicing a little bit later and just getting up and getting straight at it,
And the week of a tournament, what does your preparation look like? Obviously you have your businesses to look after and everything that goes with that, but in the back of your mind, I suppose, from performance, like overall, like your nutrition, your sleep and everything, does that play a role?
It does. So where I stay, and I suppose who I stay with is a big thing. Now I'm actually staying on my own this week, which will suit me. And I like to just do my own cooking, so Airbnbs or whatever, and bring my supplements and my Normatec boots and all this stuff I just like to do at home. So I plan on getting into the sea just to, relax, clear your mind a little bit, like. So, I like to kind of think I can relax at a tournament, whereas before it was the other way around. I get built up for tournaments, but now I get built up for everything else outside my life, or in my life. So I would love to get it to that space where you're just kind of right in almost a zen state, if or in that zone but it's very hard. But I've experienced it before, but it's hard to recreate it. You know what I mean? So I suppose what I try and do is give myself the best chance not to do things that are gonna piss me off, really, or just upset how you like to prepare. So Thursday, I'll do a bit of work Thursday morning. I'll do a bit of practice. I'll find a beach. I'll check the tide times. If the tides are out, great. Get a good few hours on the beach there. Might go for a run at some point. Do a bit of stretching. And if I'm happy, again, a bit of camera work, a little bit of putting, just work on my ruler. Just basics. You're just polishing. There's nothing to kind of stand out. It's just polishing the whole time. This mightn't. Like, it might happen next week. I might have a good week, or it might not. You know what I mean? But you just still do the same things.
It's definitely not your first rodeo, and looking back over the years, what do you like about the course? I suppose aside from the beautiful setting it's in.
Yeah, it is. It is. I suppose it's through no fault of their own. It's early in the year, so it's hard for them to prepare the golf course, but they do a great job of it. You get a taste of match play early in the season, so maybe people aren't firing yet. So if you can scrape through a top 64 cut and get going that way, great. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I suppose what I'm trying to do is keep the ball under control for the first 36, whatever way. That might turn into 2 lovely scores, or it might turn into 2 average scores or 2 bad scores, who knows. But you get a good sense of where you're at, I suppose, mentally, technically, everything. I'm happy enough where we are physically and how I'm feeling there, thankfully. But the other 2 are important, very important.
And what's the format? So you'll tee off Friday morning, 7:40. And you go from there. Do you play 18 holes per day and then the finals on Sunday, or how does it work?
Yeah, so you play 36-hole qualifying, so Friday, Saturday, then it goes into top 64. So essentially then you're playing 2 matches a day until it finishes. So it's straight knockout. So it's like if you're playing a practice round there, plus if you get a run in that tournament, like any run you get in a match play event, I mean you're playing 6, 8 plus practice round 9. You're playing 9 rounds, so it's a lot of golf, like, because it's when it gets moving. As soon as you're in, you're pretty much out again. You know what I mean? So there is certainly a fitness element to this, 100%. You know what I mean? But plus that course is a tough enough slog to walk, and the weather's always pretty poor. So everything across the board needs to be prepared, like what you're bringing with you, what you're going to bring on the golf course. Are you prepared for weather? Are you not? Just the small things like that, you know.
You chatted about it the other day. There was one area of the course, it was the 12th hole or something, where you just felt that it always catches you out, or there was some...
There's a bunker out there there's a bunker no bigger than like half this room, not even. And I might as well go out and just throw the ball into that bunker, right? It's a par 5. I don't draw my driver. I can, but I don't. I must look into that. But I don't draw my driver. But that hole, I've hit some amazing tee shots literally over the 9 tee box and fading it back, which is a bit of a brain dead tee shot. But when it comes off, it's great. But anyway, this bunker, but the fairway cambers. So, again, like it's you know, I forget what book I read this in. It refers to hitting an anyway shot. So when you get over it and you're hitting it anyway, you know what I mean? Rather than having, and how many anyway shots did you hit that day? And if you can remove the anyway shots, like I could probably get there with 2 irons, which I will probably do this year. Worst case scenario, you have a wedge shot to get up and down for a 4, whereas sometimes I'm dealing with in that bunker or, you know, forcing something. So that's one hole that I need to just probably accept and play a bit differently. Now the match play might be different. Might be a couple down, you might need to push, or you might not need to push, you know what I mean? So that's where that can change. But for the stroke play, it's about keeping the ball in play and just giving yourself a chance on every hole. That's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Checking out the history of it over the last couple of days and looking up online, McIlroy's back-to-back wins in 05 and 06, Lowry in 2008, Harrington 94, all the greats have done it. So aside from the fatigue side of things, I suppose what does it take to win there? Would it be more suited to a short game specialist or a big hitter, or what's the story with Ross Point?
Big hitting, not really. I think you could play it as a second shot golf course, or you can take it on. Again, depending on weather. Some of the par 5s have been redesigned and are quite long. 17 is a tricky hole because of the green plus the tee shot. So if you strategize yourself pretty well there, and I suppose if your short game is tidy enough, given that you are going to miss greens because it will be windy, so you can't hit every green there, so you're going to have some sort of resolve there to just keep your scores moving. And I think just keep the ball in play. It doesn't necessarily lend itself to long driving, but just good driving, you know.
Yeah, gotcha. Is there anything that you look back at over the years competing in Ross's Point, or I suppose any other competition, ask yourself, what was I thinking there? You know, it's like, does anything just live in your mind where you say that was a bad choice?
In Ross's, sure. Like I've gone there playing really well, and I've done well in certain. Like 2 years ago, they changed the format to top 16 to qualify after 3 rounds. I think I shot like 1 under a level par on the 3rd round, and it blew an absolute gale. So I went like from 40 odd to 8th, right? Okay. So you've 16 then, you're straight away into the last 16. I thought I had a really good opportunity to win that tournament, and I lost to Liam Nolan on the last green. But I missed a short putt on, I think, 16 and 17. I should have had that match wrapped up, and I thought if I won that match, I probably would have won the event. Okay. So that's probably one there, you know what I mean?
Is that your best finish?
Is it my best finish? I might have a couple of last 16s there, but that's not it. That wouldn't be a result in my brain.
Yeah.
Right? But so look, I could have not gone, by the way, and just said, no, it doesn't suit me. But there's something there that tells me, no, you need to just keep going and go up and compete and see what happens, you know?
Yeah, obviously fitness is a massive priority in your life. At this point in the season, like getting into the swing of things, is it more for you, is your training more staying mentally fresh, or do you attack each session looking for a development side of things, or how do you
Yeah, well, I never relinquished my desire, my want to train. Like I don't worry about being sore because I'm training so much. I think we're past that, thankfully. But yeah, it's the mental. When I'm calm and sharp and things are calm for me, that's all I need, and that's a challenge for me, unfortunately. But it just is, just the way it is. But when I can get there, good things tend to happen. You know what I mean? So whatever the secret sauce is for that one, I'll have to get. But like, it's about rest, and it's about having all my stuff taken care of work-wise, having the preparation put in. It's like studying for an exam. Have you got it in or not? Like, you know, you're going to get asked questions throughout the course of a tournament. You either have the answer or you don't. That might be a dirty pitch off a wet lie, which we will get next week, like, or, you know, like a really fast put downwind, you know, this type of stuff, or a tee shot you have to hit under pressure. It's when you execute those, the next ones get a bit easier, and you kind of know you have it, or you have enough tools to deal with the situation, type of thing. So, look, these are all things that I've learned over the years from my own experiences of doing well and not doing well. But you have to kind of be that accepting person all the way through that process. I might win something in June and look back at April and go, that needed to happen for this to happen, or previous, you know what I mean? Or not. You might have a great week and it might just click, and you're coming home with the trophy going, sure, look, this happened, you know? So who knows? We'll see.
You have a very funny memory from the nutrition side of things again, of when you were 17 or 18 staying with a family, which you brought up last week in Portugal. Can you tell us about that?
I used to stay with a family in Strandhill, the best people ever. So myself and Mark Murphy and Danny Sugar used to stay with this family. Max Sorley's, right? Great people. And they were the best. And they just had a way of eating around Easter. And I think it was good for... I'm not the most religious person in the world now. So I think one of the days anyway, it's tradition to eat fish. And I was not a salmon eater. And they had these big fillets of salmon for us, and it was like, you know, oh, look at the size of that guy, give him this big one. I remember mashing it into the potatoes with ketchup just to get it in, not to be rude. So everything was done, and then the father, lovely guy again, was like, hey, come on, you like put this massive big fillet with nothing just on the plate. And sure, the lads were beside themselves, like, because they knew I was struggling. And then, anyway, the things you do, so I had to eat that. I wasn't a fan of salmon at all. So anyway, there's that one.
How did you go that year?
I probably missed the course.
Says it all. On the course then, just building off the nutrition side of things, what's in your bag from what would you be snacking?
So I love Meridian peanut butter wraps with banana. I love that. So I'll make a lot of that type of stuff. It's a nice snack for me. I'll make a protein shake in the morning. I'll have lots of water. Do you know what? That'll do me. Just bits of fruit. I don't tend to, like, I hate grabbing like bars, but it seems to be the thing, or the easy thing to do. It's just like eating for the sake of eating. Like, they're not great, really. They're not bad, but they're not ideal for me. So, yeah, I love that as a snack. I also like brown bread, peanut butter and jam. It's lovely, just a snack as well, just to keep going. So I might balance it out between, they're my go-tos.
And is it like every 3 holes? I've heard Padraig Harrington talk about it.
I wouldn't structure it like I need to. I would be tipping away all day, like.
Yeah.
I'm just hungry most of the time anyway. So yeah, I'd be tipping away all day, yeah.
Well, look, we know what the goal is, so best of luck rooting for you, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, thank you.